Hey guys, it's nice to be simming again. I'm Garrett, and so a lot of the Sims team has been reminding us that we should start pre-building for the new pack. And well, if they want me to pre-build, I'm gonna pre-build. So today I'm introducing a new series calling Building a Blank for Every World. It's simply a series where I'm gonna be building a lot type for every single world. This one specifically being apartments, condos, and any other multi-rental lot. So let's get straight into it. So if you're wondering why I'm looking down, it's because I'm watching this on my laptop, but this first one is in Willow Creek, and just a little heads up, I've only used base game. The only other pack you will need is the one that's gonna be released, and you can simply swap out the mailbox and set up the units as needed so this can be usable. But when it came to Willow Creek, I wanted to go with I wanted to fit the style of each world, but I also wanted to fit in what I thought was best, and Willow Creek really screamed family vibes to me. So I was making sure that I provided that by designing something that I thought would look nice and seem very similar to what we see around the world. So it's called the Willow Creek Greenhouse. I'll go into more detail about showing you an afterplay of both worlds builds later, but I specifically went with a green pattern just because, I don't know why, I just really felt like green would fit into the neighborhood since there wasn't really much of that color yet. But what I really like is how I added, not only there's actually 3 floors to this building. The 2 units on the bottom are usually meant for a single or couple Sims, and then the upstairs units actually have 2 floors to them, which are meant for more bigger families. So I want to make sure to include that you have options with this apartment. But really, the hard part was just figuring out how to divide it, because I had to divide the apartment, then I had to create the bathrooms and the bedrooms, figure out where the kitchen goes, and then figure out if there's any other extra things I needed. But I did make sure I included all those little details, including a backyard later. But let's just get more talking back into what I was mostly designing. I just really wanted to make sure that there was multiple types of units in here for all kinds of Sims, while still using the architecture that you see around Willow Creek. I'm very proud of those balconies, though. I really liked building those because those really gave some extra detail that really added to the overall design. And then I used some pretty double wide doors for the main door, that way you can understand which door was the main one and which doors were just the regular doors. But yeah, you can simply set this up. There are 4 units total in this building if you were to set it up, and yeah, that's just a friendly reminder when this pack comes out. But like I said, those balconies I think are really what sells this apartment because it just looks so nice, and having the back lot and the front lot look really good as well. The hard part, especially with this build though, was finding where to put the windows. Good news is I did eventually find out how, because I wanted to use the windows of the world, but some of them were so big that they couldn't fit in the upstairs. What are those called? I don't know. They're those things that stick out of the house. I can't believe I don't remember the name to them. Anyway, so I used the basic game window, and the inside I made sure to place the windows so that they kind of like matched all over the place. Like if you look at the side of the building, the windows match exact proportions and everything, and I really think it added that extra detail that I liked that really brought everything together. As you can see probably from the coloring, I really went with the green color here because I just felt like it fit very well with the build and just added some extra detail that really didn't be spotted yet in this neighborhood of Willow Creek. By the way, this is the, I call it the middle class neighborhood. You probably know which one it is. It's the same neighborhood the Pancakes live in. But yeah, it's that one empty lot that I'm building this on. But yeah, the hallways, I made sure to hang some art in there and basically give them some details. Now, for those of you who are gonna swap this out and turn it into an apartment building, I will update an updated version once the pack comes out. But I will remind you that the mailbox, I want the big square one on the inside. But you can do whatever you want with this. This is just my opinion. But anyway, so like I said, there's multiple apartments and there are multiple bathrooms. The regular Sims or Sim couple bathrooms are just a singular one, while what I call the family tenant rooms are going to have 2 bathrooms for each apartment, which I thought was a very good detail to actually have. So for the kitchen, I wanted to make sure this building, like the basic Sims home, were affordable, so I didn't use the most expensive stuff, but I also didn't use the worst stuff in the game. Like I said, it's supposed to be an affordable family apartment or single Sim apartment, depending on what you were looking for. But I made sure to put in like furniture and to get a living room and a dining room. The best part about this is finding how to put everything into such a small space, which is a really good challenge when you're working in The Sims, because sometimes you're used to building these gigantic mansions that have everything perfect, and you really just come up with these small details that you really want within them, and it really helps put things together in eye. So we're moving to the upstairs now, and this is where I get into building those family apartments. So these apartments in the upstairs have 2 floors to them. They have 2 bathrooms per each one, 2 bedrooms per each one for children and 1 for adults. It has the kitchen, living, dining setup, but also upstairs has the study and a hallway just for extra space. Now, heads up, if you wanted to, you could go back, remove all the furniture, and change this into any way, shape, or form that you prefer. This is just how I designed it and how I prefer it. This is simply what I thought. But if you want to personalize this at all, or even just completely bulldoze all the furniture and rebuild it the way you want, go right ahead. This is just what I went with for now, so if anybody doesn't want to do that, they can just simply play with what I give them. But yeah, also I made sure the upstairs apartments, also I didn't use as expensive furniture because I wanted this to be like a good starter family apartment, and I didn't want this to all be crappy furniture. I wanted to use good furniture when it came to this build. So upstairs you can see we got the children's rooms, and obviously I'm going to give right here in a second. Right now actually I'm working on the office area because I feel like something very essential in The Sims is the computer. It's just helpful, but make sure to lock those or else your Simsers can burst through your door and try to use your computer. Now for the outside, I made sure I wanted to give a really good plant vibe and adding more of those green colors. Each balcony has the exact same furniture setup both on the front and back because I felt like it just made some more symmetry and really would look nice. Like I said, you can change this all you want and do anything you want to it. This is just, again, my design. So what was interesting is I made sure to fence off the backyard because I wanted to have a good, decent-sized backyard. There's no playground equipment or any of that, but I did put a barbecue area outside. Now, I was going to use a barbecue pit, but the problem is there is no barbecue pits in the base game. They come with packs, and I wanted to limit these so that way you guys can download them if you have, depending on the world, that pack or base game, and the pack that allows you to have apartments. Now, if you don't have the pack that has apartments, you can still play this. Just delete all the furniture in the other apartments. It's easy. But that's what I was saying. But like I said, here's the little barbecue pit I put out back, which I really thought was really cool and a fun idea for a hangout area. But yeah, so now we are in Oasis Springs, and we all know what we're thinking when we think apartments in Oasis Springs, trailer park. So I started creating basically a basic shell to figure out what I wanted these kind of mobile trailers to look like. And I wanted to make sure they were modern, but still small. So I made sure once I got the design idea, I pretty much just copy and pasted that over every single building and made sure to get the roofs so they're slightly slanted. I wanted to have an asymmetrical A-frame because it just looked really cool. I was actually, believe it or not, I got some of these ideas from City Skylines 2 with the American-styled level 1 homes, which are very small and very like mobile trailer park-ish, but still modern. And my favorite part is, this one, I felt like this trailer park would have some more distinction, so I made sure each building is painted differently. That way you have some variety. Now, let it be known the furniture on the inside is the exact same for every single one, but again, if you wanted to, you could simply switch it out and change it any way you want. You could even own these properties if you want to when the pack comes out. It doesn't matter to me. But like I said, I wanted to fence the entire thing, and then this fence that I found in the base game that I never used, to be honest, I felt was perfect for it because it had that extra detail you would see in Oasis Springs, and I really wanted to make this have like a Dust Bowl vibe, like kind of like Mow and Apartments, good for starting out Sims in Oasis Springs, and it really came together, especially when I started adding columns and windows, because it really showed off the detail that I put into each of these apartments, making sure that they all looked really good. Now, I will be posting both of these to the gallery after, once we do a little like walkthrough. I show you guys the buildings and show you details about each one, but this is mostly just talking about the build video itself. So each of these are just a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom building, and they're very small. That was the whole point, is to make them ridiculously small. And yeah, so I made sure to put all those little details. I used base game double wide doors, but then when it came to the windows, I used actual like big windows that were modern but weren't like ridiculous. Like, so I really wanted to put a really good front room window. So I made sure to combine multiple windows together to make kind of this grand window that I really enjoyed building. And when I looked at it from the front, I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so cool and so beautiful. And these windows put out the perfect vibes for this trailer park. Because they're not stupid, like they're not like they look awful or too modern. They're just like the perfect kind of shape for this type of apartment. And I really am excited to see what you guys do with these once the pack is released and you actually get to play with these. So for terrain paint, it was very simple. I just wanted a little walk area to each apartment. Well, mobile trailer. It's so weird saying apartment when the pack's literally about apartments, but you can build trailer parks, and it's kind of like, it's interesting to say the most. It's hard to explain. But yeah, I wanted to have that dirt under it to make it look like they laid out that concrete bedding pretty recently, giving it some extra detail. And the linoleum floors, I really thought brought it together. Now, when it came to the inside, I really wanted some wallpaper with paneling because I thought it'd be really cool. And then the bedrooms, they have that base game wallpaper that looks plain, but it actually has like some designs on it just to make it look a little older. Same thing for the dirty tile and so much more. I wanted to make it look kind of old, kind of like it's a little crummy, but it's your crummy, like it's your crummy home. A good place for Sims to start out, you know? And the bathroom I really liked putting because I want to make sure it was dimly lit because it's a mobile trailer. There's not too much light in here, even though it looks kind of modern. And I can't wait to see, especially with what I do with Strangerville, because I might do another trailer park, but it might be more like crappy than this kind of trailer park where it's slightly more modern and has some extra detail to it. I even added towels and other little details. Now for the kitchen, I tried to use like low-end appliances again, while not breaking the bank, hopefully. Like I said, these lots are going to be really expensive now, but I don't know what the rental price will be because we really don't know what the rental price is going to be for each of these apartments. We don't really know anything about that because, well, let's face it, the problem with these rental apartments is that we don't know how it's going to work. We don't know if it's going to be like based off furniture, based off lot type, or even if we'll be able to design the lots ourselves. Because so far, apartments in base game, you have to pay a base fee, your sim does, and then they have the rent fee that comes every month. It's cheaper than a regular house, but it's still hard to understand when it comes to for rent, because all we have right now is the city living apartments and eco lifestyle apartments, which I do like the eco lifestyle apartments. Those are probably my favorite to play in until now, because now we're going to be able to make our own. But regardless, I had a lot of fun putting this together. I want to make sure to put those hints of desert life. Like, for example, I put those cacti in every single room, thinking that would look really good to give it off those vibes I was going for with Strangerville. This isn't Strangerville, this is Oasis Springs. I got myself off to a wrong tangent. So that dim light that we all know, we hate that very dim light. But I used that dim light to my advantage as it could help with a little extra detail. And I made sure to put like crappy TVs and like very dimly lit lights to make it really give off that vibe that it's small, it's not exactly the greatest place in the world, but it's a nice place to live, and you still have those extra necessities you need, like bookshelves and TVs and computers and all that, along with a dining table. So a really fun part is I was trying to add a jacuzzi to this lot because I don't know why this trailer park screamed jacuzzi to me, but the thing is I couldn't figure out what to do with it. Like, I couldn't find enough space for it because I wanted to use that back corner as like a special little area you could do stuff in. And I don't know how the utilities are going to work. So if you have to, you can always add like a tool shed to get it taken care of, or a basement, whatever you need to do to make this fully work once the pack comes out. Because I don't really know what we have to do yet, so I'm working on it. But here's this little outdoor area. Like I said, I tried to put the jacuzzi in there, but it didn't fit. So I thought, well, they'd look at the stars in this area because there's a rumor that aliens are supposed to be around here. At least that's what I think the rumor is supposed to be. So I wanted to make a little sitting area with a telescope. And I really think it came together overall, making a great building. And I eventually added just some last few pieces to the porches just to give them some extra furniture. And that's that. So first up is the Willow Creek Greenhouse. You can probably see why I called it that. Oh, I just noticed there's an extra mailbox here. But basically, my plan is to eventually remove this mailbox and get this set up. I will do an updated version of these added to the gallery where they have the apartment set up. But yeah, I went for a traditional apartment style. And the best part is it really looks like it fits into this area. Well, this building doesn't really fit in the area, but that's not the point. Oh my gosh, just noticed the windows are not aligned there. I hate that so much. Anyway, that's not the point. So, like I said, we have the grand entry, and it's a beautiful hallway with this green color and plants. I put a doormat in front of each door and add some paintings in the back and back access as well. So for the single or couple sim apartments, they both lower floor apartments have a balcony and basically what I call a patio, which is the front. So here you'll have a small living room, a dining table, a row kitchen, a good like double master bedroom, and then a small bathroom as well. It's the same on this side of the house, but it's just changed up a little bit. And here are those two backyard patios that I really liked. Then upstairs, we have another hallway, which again, doormats for each one. But the difference about these apartments is these are more family apartments. You can tell that this area is a little smaller, but very similar to the downstairs. And the bathroom is slightly different with just a sink and a toilet because it's more of a half bath. And then also the same balcony situation. But if you go upstairs, instead of the normal traditional route, I gotta put the walls down so you guys can see a little better. But we have a hallway in each one, and there's a new bathroom up here that is a full bath. Then each one has a children's room that, again, you can change all this furniture if you need to, and an office, which I really liked having that extra detail. Then out back is a really nice barbecue setup area that I think is really good and I really like. And I really was happy to put that in because now it gives it that extra detail that's needed. So let's hop over to the other one. So this next one is in the, basically the first neighborhood in Oasis Springs. You probably recognize all these buildings, especially Johnny Zest's mobile home. So this one is called the Old Gabby Trailer Park. Yes, I based it off Old Gabby from the My Sims series. I personally love the My Sims series. I played a lot when I was little. So the lore behind this is that Old Gabby came from the industrial park, which where he was in My Sims Agents. He used to be a junkyard man. He opened this trailer park for wandering Sims coming from the city. So I made sure each trailer is the same but different at the same time, as you can tell by the red, blue, and tan color. I put some plants up front. This one is not in line. Let me go ahead and quickly fix that. So I made sure to put air conditioners outside each one because I really like having that detail. And then over here is the little resting area I made with a telescope because of the aliens in this neighborhood. We have our trash bins. And here an outdoor mailbox will go once you get the pack, and I get the pack. Like I said, I'll be submitting updated versions of this. So I will show off one trailer since they're all the same. Like I said, if you want to, you can switch out the furniture. But here you can see I got 2 potted plant areas along with a bench out in the front porch. We got a beautiful kitchen and little window area. I'm proud of this window setup. I love that so much. Here we have another window area, but it's mostly just a bookshelf with a nice small living room. Bathrooms are all pretty much the same. They have all this small design, small but works. And then we got an office. Now, heads up, you probably saw it in the build, but there's shelving here in case you want to put anything up there. Got a nice dresser and some good furniture as well. I wanted to make sure this looked like the kind of lot a just moving into The Sims starter could be and really have some good place to live. I don't know how the rent is going to work with these, but we'll just find out. So both builds are now uploaded to my gallery. If you're wondering what my name is, now it's not Garrett Callisims. I made my account a long time ago, so it's actually garrcall, Garcall, all lowercase. That's my ID up there, and you will be able to see these builds as well as some of my others I built on the channel as well. But yeah, I'll be continuing this series. Pretty much every week I'm going to try and do a build video unless anything else comes up that might prompt me to do a different video. But next week we'll be doing Magnolia Promenade and New Crest, giving them their own apartments. And I think this is going to be a really fun series as it's going to give you guys a lot of opportunity to build with each pack and have new apartments. But thank you guys for watching. Please like the video so more people can see this, and subscribe to my channel if you like Sims content. You can also check out my other channel, Garrett, which is where I do non-Sims related content. Well, I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye!